Hi and welcome back to the Geek Bakery, making geeky delicious. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make bao buns inspired by the adorable Disney Pixar short of the same name. Now, bao buns are a steamed bun made using a yeast dough, so it is going to take quite a bit of time to allow the dough to rise, so if you are going to be making this recipe, make sure you give yourself plenty of time. If you do wish to bake along, the recipe and method is in the description down below, but with that, let's get started. So the first thing to do is to take the warm water, add the oil and the yeast, and mix well just to set it aside for a minute or so, just to get the yeast starting to activate. Next, you want to take all of the dry ingredients and just add them all in. And give them a bit of a mix together. There we go. And just make a well in the centre of the dry mix. And just begin to add the yeast, water, oil mix in, just mixing it together. There we go. Now you want to lightly flour your work surface. And just tip your dough out. And you want to begin kneading for about 10 minutes until the dough is nice and soft and smooth. There we go. So we've got a nice, soft, smooth dough here. It does stick to the counter, so you just want to be careful you don't lose too much of it. There we go. So now what you want to do is drop the dough into a lightly oiled bowl, just to help it stop sticking. Cover the top with some cling film, and then put it in a warm place for 2 to 3 hours until the dough has doubled in size. For the filling, you will need 350 grams of chicken breast diced into small chunks, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of clear honey, half a teaspoon of Chinese 5-spice powder, half a teaspoon of chili flakes, and 1 teaspoon of cornflour dissolved in half a tablespoon of the sesame oil. Simply brown off the chicken breast and then add the remaining ingredients, simmer for 5 minutes, and then chill. So the dough has been resting for a while now and it's more than doubled in size. So what you want to do is knock it back, just a quick punch to the centre. There we go. You want to tip it out onto a floured surface and knead it just for another minute or so, just to bind it back together. Right, there we go. So what you want to do is flour the surface a bit more. And I suggest flouring your hands as well. And just cut the dough in half. And you want to roll them out into long sausages. There we go, and just divide it up into about 8. And just roll them into a ball. And then flatten them out into discs. There we go. And what you want to do is get your filling, which should have been cooling for a good while. So it should be nice and cool at this stage. You don't want to put a hot filling into the cold dough, otherwise it will not turn out well. So you want to get your disc, a little bit of the filling, spoon it into the middle, and then just pinch the dough up around it. And then give it a little twist at the top. There we go. This is where the cupcake cases come in. So just drop the bun into the cupcake case and then put it on a baking tray. And then continue until you have used all of the dough. there we go. There's all the buns made. So we're going to want to leave them to set up again for about half an hour, just to give the dough a bit more of a chance to rise again. While that's happening, now's a good time to get your steamer sorted. So the buns have rested and risen a bit more. I've got the steamer set up, water in the base. Just need to put it on a medium heat, just so it's not boiling, but so you're getting a good bit of steam. And you just want to fill the top compartment with maybe 4 or 5 buns. You don't want to overfill it, you need to give them space for the steam to get round. There we go. And you just want to let them steam for maybe 10 to 12 minutes. I'm using a pot steamer. You by all means use a bamboo steamer over a pot of boiling water. Obviously you need to make sure not to let the water touch the buns, otherwise it will ruin it. So that's the last batch cooked now. Just carefully lift it all off and just lift them out with the cases. Put them on a cooling rack just to let them cool a bit before serving. And there we have it, steamed bao buns with a spicy hoisin chicken filling. The bao buns are best served fresh. You don't want to let them sit for too long, else they will go stale. I do suggest serving them with a nice chilli dip, as it will complement the flavours of the filling really well. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll be seeing you real soon.